Today on the show, we'll be highlighting some of the statewide events that go on in Florida 4-H, including a 4-H Day at the Capitol with Governor Scott, an experience at the Capitol called 4-H Legislature, a week-long multi-purpose leadership event called 4-H Congress held at the University of Florida, and a 4-H community service project in the Bahamas. This is Inside County 4-H on Access Sarasota TV.
I pledge my head to clear thinking,
my heart to greater loyalty,
my hands to larger service, and my health to better living.
Will my club, my community, my country, and my world.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Inside County 4-H on Access Sarasota TV. My name is Jared Padgett, and we have a great show lined up for you today. The show is about state 4-H events, many of which happen during the summertime. 4-H members spend the year working hard with their 4-H projects, and they need a time to get away and meet other members around the state. As you will see, there are many good options for them. 4-H Day at the Capitol is an event held every spring before state representatives and senators vote on the upcoming year's budget. 4-H is funded through the University of Florida, which is funded through the state. So occasionally, U.S. receives less money than a previous year from the state, and 4-H money is threatened to be cut out to create more money for the university. So came together and created an event called Turn the Capitol Green for a Day, which was an event for 4-H members to wear a green shirt and go to the state capitol to meet with representatives and senators and explain the 4-H program to them and the importance of the program to Florida's youth. Back then, the event would draw in about 20 to 30 people that lived in the Tallahassee area. Today, the event has grown to over 500 participants from all over the state. Let's take a look at the opening press conference where Governor Scott talked to 4-H members.
On behalf of the Planning Committee, State Council, and State Office, I would like to welcome you to 4-H Day at the Capitol. We are very excited you are all here. This is an excellent opportunity for you to gain a greater understanding of the legislative process and how it affects your life. I would like to turn the podium over now to our State 4-H President, Mr. Jared Padgett.
Now at this time, it's definitely my distinct honor to introduce our first guest. Governor Scott was born in Bloomington, Illinois, and he was raised in Kansas City, Missouri. Governor Scott is the son of a truck driver and a JCPenney clerk. He is known as an innovator in business, healthcare, and politics, and has developed a reputation in the healthcare industry for providing affordable, high-quality services through a patient-centric approach to cost and care. Governor Scott is the founder of two healthcare companies, Columbia Hospital Corporation and Solantic Corporation, which build and operate urgent care facilities throughout Florida. Governor Scott was elected as the 45th governor of Florida in 2010 and took office along with the Lieutenant Governor Jennifer Carroll on January 4th of this year. Governor Scott has been married to his high school sweetheart Ann for 38 years. They have two wonderful daughters, Jordan and Allison. Please give a great 4-H welcome to the Governor of Florida, Mr. Rick Scott.
How you doing? So how many are wearing cowboy boots today? So if you're governor, you can get on there. So first off, thanks for the invitation to be here, and it's great that you learn early how important it is to come to Tallahassee. This session is important to come up here, understand how the process works, understand that laws get passed that impact your lives, not only what you want to do personally with your careers, but also your entire family life. So it's extremely important that you come up here and do it forever. And hopefully, some of you will run for office, some of you are going to be in business, some of you are going to do all sorts of different things. But it's very important that some of you run for office and make sure the things that you believe in are the things that happen in this state. So when I was a kid, people said, I think they said it probably a little more scared than with you, but they said, you know, you're the future. So they're probably, in my case, they're a little worried about it. But in yours, you are the future. And so it's our job as leaders in the state to make sure this is the state that creates unbelievable opportunities for you. And in my life, the two big opportunities were, one, the opportunity to get a great education, and two, the opportunity to get a job. And that's what government should be doing, create an environment where you can get a great education, an environment where this is the state is most conducive to getting a job. And we all have to understand that we're not just competing with people in Florida. You're not competing with people just in the United States. You're competing with people from around the world now. People are willing to invest their dollars, and I was in Panama the other day. There's many American companies that are moving jobs down there. So if we don't make sure this is the environment where we have the best educated workforce, and the environment where people say they want to build their businesses here, the opportunities that you are striving for might not be in this country. So one positive that we've had this session is early on we passed the Student Success Act, which allows your principals to pick the best teachers and keep the best teachers. Two, will allow the best teachers in your schools to get paid the best. And then now what we've got to do is make sure that all the bills we pass are how do we get our state back to work. There's a lot of good things that have happened. Since December, our unemployment rates dropped from 12% to 11.1%, but we still have 1 million people out of work. So it's great that you're here today. Let everybody, let your House member, let your Senate member know exactly what your beliefs are, what your concerns are, the fact that you're going to be here all the time, the fact that you will work on campaigns, the fact that you care about your communities. And congratulations for all your success. My closest to ever raising anything was both my grandparents were farmers. And one night, in a moment of weakness, my grandfather gave me a bunch of little chickens. He woke up the next morning and came to his senses and took them back. But that was the closest I got to being able to raise any farm animals or anything like that. But both all my family, they were from Illinois, and they were all farmers 2 generations ago. So thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. I'll say it loud enough. Oh, there you go. Thanks for the opportunity to be here, and have a great day. It looks like we got great weather, but hopefully you're going to go see every member of your House and Senate. Bye-bye. See you later.
Governor Scott, State 4-H Program Leader, I want to thank you for taking their time out of your very busy schedule to join us today. 4-H is the youth development program of IFAS Extension at the University of Florida, and what you see today is just a small sample of about 500 or 600 of our 4-H members and volunteers, but they represent hundreds of thousands of 4-H members, volunteers, parents, and alumni throughout the state of Florida. So thank you for being here, and thank you again for taking your time to be here with us today.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
After the success of the event this year, the University of Florida received the same funding as the previous year, and 4-H was not cut from the budget and will continue to receive funding for their programs. Continuing into the summer, the next statewide 4-H event is held at the Capitol as well. The event is called 4-H Legislature, and sometimes those involved just shorten it to 4-H Leg. The event is exactly what it sounds like, 4-H members from around the state coming together for a week to the state capitol and acting out the roles of reporters, lobbyists, representatives, and senators. Before the event, the Legislative Planning Committee, consisting of about 20 4-H youth that serve as leaders at the event, meet 3 times per year to create what is called the Bill Book. The Bill Book is a book of mock bills that the committee creates based on current Florida legislation, debatable issues, and some funny ones that are saved for the end of the week. For some 4-H members, this is their first involvement with being involved in legislative issues. 20 years ago, Adam Putnam sparked his interest in government by participating in the 4-H event, and he has gone on to have a successful political career and now serves as Florida's Commissioner of Agriculture and is still currently involved in supporting Florida 4-H. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the 39th session of Florida 4-H Legislature. During the summer months, Florida 4-H holds one of its statewide 4-H events called Florida 4-H Legislature. It is an event held in Tallahassee at the Capitol where 200 4-H members come from around the state to participate in mock legislature debates. Throughout the week, the 200 participants of the event serve in the roles of reporters, lobbyists, senators, and representatives. The members standing here in the front serve on the Legislative Planning Committee. The Sergeant-at-Arms in the House of Representatives opened this year's event.
How are you all doing? Great. Great. It's good to have you here. My name is Ernie Sumner. I'm the Sergeant-at-Arms for the House, and I was asked to administer the oath of office to your Governor and Lieutenant Governor. But before I do so, I wanted to welcome you to the Florida House of Representatives. You know, this is a wonderful opportunity for you.
After his speech, he swore in the Legislative Planning Committee chair, which also serves as the Lieutenant Governor at the event, and he swore in myself as the Florida 4-H Governor, since at the time I currently served as the Florida 4-H President.
I, Jared Padgett,
Do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United States,
the Constitution and government of the United States,
the state of Florida,
the state of Florida,
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
and bylaws
and bylaws
of the Florida 4-H program.
of the Florida 4-H program.
As Florida 4-H Governor, I spoke to the legislators about my views and goals for the week.
As Governor, one of my high priority bills is CJ03, an act relating to border protection in Florida. We live in a beautiful state surrounded by ocean water, but the open ocean around us can come at a cost, and the cost is the danger of illegal immigrants entering our state and taking our jobs. 11% of Florida's working population is currently unemployed, and for a state like Florida, this is uncalled for. The effect of having a border control organization that seeks out and intercepts these individuals causes more job openings for Florida residents, and in return, helps out our local economy.
After opening session, the representatives and senators break out into committee meetings and get straight to work on killing bills that they do not want debated on the House and Senate floor. A few of the committees at Florida 4-H Legislature include Education, GCT, which stands for Government, Commerce, and Transportation, and Criminal Justice. Throughout the week, the lobbyists do their work too, and they travel from committee meeting to committee meeting, talking to the representatives and senators about their personal views on the legislation. I talked to the reporters throughout the week, who on a daily basis create a Florida 4-H Legislative Times manual that they hand out every single morning. When I'm not in my office, I am out traveling through the Capitol, talking to the representatives and senators, finding out how the current debates are going, and where they think the current legislation will be going by the end of the debate and at the end of the day. Throughout the week, I also have the opportunity to hold private press conferences in my office where I can convey my message to the representatives and senators. 20 years ago, Adam Putnam participated in the Florida 4-H legislative program. He has now gone on and serves as Florida's Commissioner of Agriculture. Let's see what he has to say about the program.
Participated in 4-H legislature in 1990, 91, 92, those 3 years, I believe. That used to not be that long ago, but it gets further and further the more I tell the story. But it's a fantastic program. It's probably my, Ledge and Congress are neck and neck to be my favorite 2 programs that 4-H does.
After long hours of meetings and breakouts in committee groups, the representatives and senators are excited to be able to get out on the House and Senate floors and debate the current legislation that they've been talking about in their committee groups. This is really where the Florida 4-H Legislator program kicks in. At the end of the week, all the participants come together for a joint press conference to go over what has happened throughout the week. After the press conference, the participants travel to an awards banquet. Our final 4-H event that we will talk about is the final summer 4-H event of the year. It is held in July at the University of Florida, and quite a lot takes place at this multi-purpose event. To begin with, the event normally has about 400 participants from around the state. They are all there for different reasons though. Let's take a look at why youth attend. Scenario 1. You participated in a demonstration competition in your county and won first place. You would then move on to a district competition, and if you win first place, you advance to Congress to compete against the other district winners from 13 districts around the state to determine a state winner for that category. Scenario 2. You were recently elected as the president or delegate of your county 4-H program. Besides the role in your county, those 2 youth also serve as voting delegates for the state. There are 2 voting delegates for each county, so it adds up to 134 total voting delegates that would vote on state 4-H issues, make changes to the Florida 4-H Constitution, and vote in the election for the upcoming year's state 4-H officers. Scenario 3. You are interested in learning more about the Florida 4-H program, mingling with other youth from around the state, and participating in the various workshops, tracks offered through the week to youth not involved in other activities. Let's take a look at the various events that went on during the final state 4-H event of the year. Before I talk about what the Spirit Rally is, let's take a look at some of the 4-H spirit at 4-H Congress.
Alright, so what district do we have right here? What district is this? What district? District 7.
you're not wearing your 4-H name tag, you might just happen to get stopped by an adult.
4-H leader right there. Awesome, right here. Awesome. The best.
But with a few kind words, they will let you right on your way. The opening night and opening session of 4-H Congress is always where the District Spirit Rally takes place. The District Spirit Rally is a time for the 13 districts from around the state to all come together in one room to show their spirit. The districts that are involved receive participation points, and those points are added to other points that the districts accumulate throughout the year with their involvement in the state-level activities and projects. In addition to all the fun that goes on at Florida 4-H Congress, lots of serious work goes on too. Florida 4-H and United Healthcare have partnered, and United Healthcare donated a $55,000 check to Florida 4-H to carry out healthy lifestyle initiatives over the next few years. Competitive events also take place at State 4-H Congress. Competitive events include demonstrations, public speaking competitions, modeling, and share the fun talent. Let's take a look at some of this year's competitive events.
And fuchsia and black zebra features moaning in the waist for a smooth fit. The bodice.
This year, at Florida 4-H Congress, the Florida 4-H program kicked off a brand new statewide community service initiative. It is called YAP and stands for Youth Against Poverty. Let's learn a little bit more.
The Youth Against Poverty State Project is a movement recognizing a very serious problem involving teens and children in our state and across the country. Statistics taken in 2009 show that Florida has a 21% poverty rate in children and teens. That is roughly 852,000 people. It's the responsibility of our youth to recognize, educate, and take the opportunity to solve this growing problem.
All right, at this time I'm going to call Taylor the cast back up, and we're going to do our ribbon cutting for this new community service project so we can get you guys out in Gainesville. Are you guys excited for community service?
After the kickoff of YAP, Youth Against Poverty, all 400 participants at Florida 4-H Congress went out, unified, to do community service work throughout the Gainesville area. We'll now move on to our community service highlight portion of the show. In May and September of this year, I had the opportunity to travel to Nassau, Bahamas with 2 different groups of 4-H youth, leaders, and volunteers. The idea started back in December when I helped coordinate a statewide book drive to collect books for the Bahamas. This project was carried out because their educational and financial support for schools is not as good as it is here in the United States. Florida 4-H members collected over 6,000 books that were shipped to the Bahamas this spring. For the past year or so, Florida 4-H has been working with the Bahamas to create the first ever Bahamas 4-H program. 4-H agents from St. Johns County and Duval County came up with the innovative idea of traveling to the Bahamas with a group of 4 4-H youth to teach educational programs to the leaders of the after-school Urban Renewal Center programs where the 4-H program would be implemented. Let's take a look at our travels and our purpose while there. When you think of a group of youth heading down to the Bahamas for a week, you normally think they're probably just going there to have fun. I had the opportunity to travel with 4 youth and 2 adults to the Bahamas earlier this year. I think I can say we had a lot of fun, but while there, we did a lot of work too. The room we're standing in here is the Lignum Vitae Center of Hope, and it also serves as the 4-H office for the island of Nassau. Talking here is Sheila Pritchett, who lives and works in the Bahamas. She has been instrumental working with Florida 4-H over the past year to create the first ever Bahamas 4-H program on the island of Nassau. While there, we worked with the leaders of the after-school Urban Renewal Center. An Urban Renewal Center is an after-school program for the youth in the Bahamas to participate in. These Urban Renewal Center leaders will be serving as the 4-H leaders for the 4-H youth in the Bahamas that participate in their after-school programs. Throughout the week, we did several trainings and workshops with them with activities and skills that they could take back and teach to the youth in their after-school Urban Renewal 4-H programs. All the Bohemians were active participants in the activities, and they were all excited that Florida 4-H was there to help them to create their 4-H program.
Alright, so we're in the Bahamas right now. It is Thursday, and we are eating lunch, and we just got done doing a presentation at one of the extension offices down here, and we taught them different leadership activities, and Jared, you want to talk about the educational part?
Yeah, one of the things we did was the experimental learning activity. So we gave them an activity. We told them to go build a rocket. We didn't give them any directions other than that. They went off, they built their rockets. We came back, we discussed it. They kind of got a different general feeling and different ideas from what we told them. So when they came back, we kind of talked about the differences that we can make. And so when we went back, we then told them exactly how to build a rocket. They went back and they all had a success doing that. I'll have Sarah kind of talk about what we're going to be doing later this afternoon.
Sure. Next we're going to a elementary youth center, and we're going to be playing some games with the younger kids and singing songs, and then we're moving on to the middle schooler kids, and we're teaching them the Health Rocks program.
So that is our update for now in the Bahamas. We will see you later. While there, we stopped and made appearances at several of the after-school urban renewal centers, and we worked firsthand with some of the youth there that will be participating in 4-H.
And then when you let go of your hands, you're going to pull back into your ninja pose. Okay? 1, 2, 3. You're awesome. Really great. What do you think you can do then?
Florida 4-H has many different topic areas and projects for you to be involved in. One topic we taught them about is gardening.
And they seem to love it, but we still need a little bit more space, and like she was saying, to make it a little bigger, or what have you. Because right now it's just a learning experience for me, and I really starting to enjoy it and get into it.
Okay, my name is Miss Diane Forbes, and I'm the manager for this Urban Renewal Center, the Nassau Village Urban Renewal Center. And I've been here approximately 1 month now, but I was in Urban Renewal for the past 4 years. And the 4-H club for us has been a godsend because it gave us a lot of ideas, a lot of ways in which to direct our kids, a lot of fun ways that we can teach our children different from the normal chalk and talk, so to speak. This is my second time with the 4-H club, and I have learned a whole lot so that I can be able to impart knowledge onto the students that we have here, and hopefully we will generate a lot more students because of this 4-H program.
Thanks to you for joining us today on the show. Thanks to our sponsors and everyone that has made this show possible. I'm Jared Padgett, and have a great day, Sarasota.